updating their policies. So I don't know what is going on lately.
It's because of Facebook, man.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Maybe there's Facebook.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about video games and try to get off of the grid. My name is Brent, a.k.a. Boo Wop. I'm here with my man's Rick, a.k.a. A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
Hey, today is a nice, perfect day. You just see a lot of clouds in the sky. We're covering up the sun.
Covering up the sun.
But quick note, I just got done watching Avengers since it came out in movie theaters.
Yep.
And I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just going to say it's my most favorite Marvel movie of all time. It's truly amazing movie. So, yeah, just did that. I watched it with my family, my parents and my sister, because she bought tickets yesterday morning. But thing is, we were only able to see it from the front row, so we basically couldn't see anything. And this was like last minute of seeing tickets available, because I heard it was going to be sold out for 2 weeks.
What? Really?
Yeah, like my coworkers were all telling me about that stuff, and then even my sister said she was gonna be driving to LA just to watch that movie with her family,
because
my other sister.
That's where tickets are available at?
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
So I don't the sister I watched it with, I guess she got lucky and saw it was available and then bought some extra tickets to see the movie. So good thing. But other than that, yeah, it's just a nice, cold, cloudy day today.
You know what, man? It used to be hot in my room, right? Because I've got all my electronics just in one area. My computer, my PlayStation, my TV, everything, just in one corner, right? I got a bunch of stuff charging. And I would notice it would just get super hot in my room whenever I'd be playing. Because, of course, I'd be playing a video game and watching, like, Netflix at the same time. You know what I mean? Just scatterbrained to shit. I noticed it got hot in my room. So you know what I did to solve the problem? I didn't get a fan. I opened a window. It solved all my problems. Even something that simple and shit. It's crazy. Now I'm like too cold. You ever get that, dude? When you're sleeping in bed and you're like under the sheets, you're under the covers and it's too hot. But the moment you take the covers off, it's too cold, dude.
Exactly.
So you do one of those joints where you have like half of your body in and only one leg out of the blanket, and it's like perfect. That's so annoying, dude.
Exactly. I even had to like Google it, like what is the perfect temperature to sleep? And I think they said a good temperature is around 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
Dang, to sleep that's cold, dude.
Yeah, it's because, you're perfectly under your bed. You don't get too hot when you're under the comforter, but like when you start going higher, you start taking the blanket off, it gets hot, and then they say that it's more harder to fall asleep when it's hot than versus when it's cold. But so I don't know, I've been in those scenarios where I keep like flipping the bed, the covers off of me, and I'm like, man, this is irritating. So
yeah, man. I just got done watching Infinity War as well. Yeah, that movie's great. It shouldn't even be called Avengers Infinity War. It should be called Infinity War, I don't know, the Ballad of the Titan Thanos or something. You know what I mean? Because it concentrates so much on his mission, his objective, what he wants to do, and how he's completing it. It's more of a story about him than any of the Avengers, because we've already seen the story of all the Avengers, how they've come together, their origins. So, oh man, so good. I was just telling Rick, I want to watch it again. Don't want to wait 2 weeks to do it, so I might just have to, well, never mind. I won't say I'm going to try to bootleg it. I'm just kidding. Disney, if you're listening, I know you listen to everything. But yeah, it's such a good movie, man. Such a good movie.
Movie.
Other than that, not too much happened this week. I think everybody was kind of hiding because of the Avengers. They didn't want to get overshadowed by anything. Actually, no, I'm lying. Didn't a Venom trailer come out this week?
Oh yeah, it did. I totally forgot. I guess it doesn't play part in the same universe as what's going on right now
Yeah, I don't
with
think so either.
Spider-Man and all
Because
that.
yeah, because I think Venom is still with Sony, so
Hmm.
it might be in a different universe, which sucks because Venom would only be good if Spider-Man was around. Doesn't Venom? Isn't Venom only Venom because he attached himself to Spider-Man first, like the symbiote?
Um, yeah, I don't know.
That's
Like
why he
all I
has
know
like
is like
the.
he had a grudge against Peter Parker, and
Hmm.
so that was the thing that I learned from the cartoon. So I don't know
Uh-huh.
how it is with this current Spider-Man. I
Yeah.
guess it is completely a different take.
But I think that's the only thing that sucks to me is that there's probably no possibility that Spider-Man is going to be in this movie just because of rights and all that stuff, which is kind of BS. But comic book nerds out there, correct me please. Isn't Venom only Venom because the symbiote attaches itself to Spider-Man first? That's why when he attached himself to Brock, like he has a spider on his chest, he has those eyes and stuff, and slings
Ooh.
webs and shit. I think that's why it happens. So it doesn't make sense that Spider-Man isn't in this movie at all. But whatever, dude. It's the movie universe. They can do whatever they want, I guess. So yeah, but other than that, it's been mostly low key. Um, just read recently that Apple's working on a wireless virtual reality and augmented reality headset, dude.
Excellent.
Sword Art Online is coming, man. Were we just talking about how
Yes.
VR should be dying? Like it's a gimmick, like 3D TV and shit. And here comes
Yeah.
Apple trying to change the game, man.
Yeah, dude. As soon as you said that, I think we said it in the last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, whenever we said that, I remember turning on the TV the next day, and it turns out there's already commercials for CNN VR.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, I was like, what?
I don't
So
need that much
basically,
news. Everywhere you turn, news, news, news.
the commercial looks like it was trying to pitch that if you put on this VR headset stuff, you can basically be wherever the reporter is reporting. So if they're in like Africa, you
What?
can actually look around and see where they're reporting and stuff like that. So that looked like the idea that they were trying to pitch in the commercial. And I was thinking, man, maybe VR is not dying almost yet. You know, like people are trying to find different ways to use VR
What?
other than video games. And you still have the people in like trying to meet each other in social media with
Mm-hmm.
different avatars and different uses for VR, like maybe have hosting meetings where you can see each other when you guys are actually across the world, the globe.
Yeah,
So different uses, maybe.
I see that. Wireless will
Maybe.
be a big part of it, though, I think.
Hell yeah, dude! I don't want a jetpack to use this VR shit.
Because usually with these VR headsets, there's just wires everywhere, and you need to have that freedom of movement and stuff. It's just funny you mentioned that CNN is going to try to go VR. A lot of the news is framing for those interviews. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Exactly.
let's say, I don't know, CNN is in Africa or the Middle East or something, and there's a war going on, and they're interviewing the reporter. And they're asking her, "Hey, how's everything looking over there?" "Oh, it looks great. America's out here kicking ass." You know what I mean? Let's say you're watching this in VR. You're looking at the reporter. You turn around to see behind the reporter, and it's like fucking tanks burning and shit, and America's actually losing the war. We're like,
Shit.
what are we doing here, guys? You know what I mean? So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how I feel about VR CNN, man. They might have to cut that shit out. But yeah, I mean, if anybody's gonna do it, I believe Apple's in the best position to do so, right?
Yeah.
They have more money than some countries, I think. So I think they're the ones too that more standardized smartphones. I think before they really came out with the iPhones, smartphones were kind of in a weird place. So if anybody's gonna, it's kind of the same thing. VR is in a weird place, but until Apple's geniuses over there standardize it, then it'll become a thing. So
Exactly, especially this big company just supporting this kind of
mhm,
technology.
mhm,
I'm pretty sure now it's going to start trying to take off, and people are going to start developing more apps, more platforms, programs, and
mhm.
all that stuff for this just so because of Apple is on board with this. And
Yeah.
I think maybe the Oculus Rift might go down in prices because of all the Facebook kind of
Shit.
shit going on.
Uh-huh.
But if they have the idea of kind of meeting other people online, like those video game, the VR games where you're in different avatars, then maybe it might take off. You want to see your family across the world, but you can't, and you
Mm.
just send them a VR, and here you are. You guys are talking to each
Sit
other
next to
while,
them.
yeah, you're in their apartment or stuff like that.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. Just Apple's the one at the helm. It'll probably take off. We're that much closer to Sword Art, dude. It's gonna be crazy, man.
Yes, we're gonna be hot couch potatoes. Yes.
That would be so funny if our online avatars were just potatoes and shit. That would actually be great. That would actually be great.
Dude, I think I might download the game, that VR thing, and then just have like potatoes and have sunglasses or a hat on. Like, what the fuck are you guys are? Like, we're
We're
potatoes.
potatoes, man. Oh, I thought you were a potato chip. It's just like it's something completely random, dude. That's funny. What else we go? Octopath Traveler, a game we've talked about here on the podcast, got a release date, July 13th, which is a little bit ways off, but that's fine. I mean, I still have to play God of War. What else is coming out? Detroit Become Human comes out in between that time too. Rick's got to get a Nintendo Labo.
Yes, I gotta get the fishing one because Bill Nye the Science Guy. I saw that video though.
Oh, dude, doesn't he make it exciting, dude?
Yeah, he does. I was like, oh my god, he had like a fishing hat and all, and he was like building it with the passion. I was like, damn, dude, you already just sold me as soon as you started touching the pieces of cardboard. But speaking of Octopath, did you see the latest trailer? It was on the Switch.
No. What did they show new classes
Two
or
new
something?
classes. Yeah, one is the thief, and one is the the thief is a guy, but
Mhm.
basically you can talk around with other or not players, but NPCs, and you have the option to steal stuff from them, but you have like a percentage, and sometimes the stuff you can steal like costs like either money or like points.
Mm.
So like if you're not successful in stealing something from these NPCs and you get caught, basically your reputation around the town goes down.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then another one, the other player, or it was a girl, and she controls like I forgot what it was, but she controls like spirit animals and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So basically, people you can normally not get into fights with, you can actually use your spirit animal to instigate fights with them. So that way you have a higher probability of defeating them without them ambushing you or stuff like that. So it's just
Dude.
interesting,
Yeah.
like how they're using different ways. You always think RPG, you have one way. You talk to NPCs, go how it goes. But
Yeah.
now you can actually have more control of what you're doing, and
Yeah. Now they're flipping it kind of on its head, which is cool, I think, because these aren't, I don't know, these aren't foreign kind of mechanics, right? They have stuff like this in Oblivion, in Skyrim, where you can go and steal stuff, and dude, they have that shit in, isn't it in Zelda too? Can't you steal from the store in Zelda? And when you
I
go back to
think
the
so.
store will like shoot you with a Kamehameha or something like that. But there is like morality mechanics in games, where if you do bad stuff, um, townspeople and things like that start turning against you, right? So there's systems like that that exist already, but not really in a world like Octopath Traveler, not in like that 2D Final Fantasy-ish like world that those kind of mechanics exist. So I think that's gonna be awesome, dude. I think that's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, definitely check out that trailer. It's
Yeah.
on the Nintendo Switch, and I think it's only like 2 to 4 minutes long, but it
Yeah,
was pretty cool.
So my question is, in the demo, you only play as one character at a time. I mean, these guys eventually meet up, right?
I hope so, because that would be pretty interesting. That's like Odin Sphere and stuff
Mhm.
like that. You're playing multiple different characters, but in the end, like you're either crossing paths with each other, you either fight
Mhm.
each other, or stuff like that. Which makes it most interesting.
and everybody's like so specific in their um abilities and stuff too. So I don't think there would be one setup in that game that's all powerful. You know what I mean? You'll like
Exactly.
benefit from having a mixture. So
Yeah.
oh, can't wait for that game, man. It's gonna be good. Well, we knew a new Tomb Raider was gonna come out or gonna be announced. I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, where people will announce an announcement for a game. Just fucking annoying, dude. Why would you do that? Just announce the fucking game, man. So a month or two ago, Square Enix or whoever's making Tomb Raider tweeted out that, oh hey, we'll have a trailer, an announcement trailer in a month. So that month happened. We got the announcement trailer, and god damn it, I think I'm excited for Tomb Raider again, man.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
dude. The trailer is, I mean, it's a CGI trailer, but it did its job, man, in getting me hyped up for Tomb Raider. I played the first version of the remake or the reimagining of Tomb Raider, the one that was on PlayStation 3. I haven't played anything since then, but I might have to just because of this trailer, man. It takes place like
Wow.
South America, Central America ish, with all those Aztec, Incan pyramids and stuff. Um, and dude, I just love that kind of culture and lore, man. I just watched Apocalypto this week too, so it was even better, man. Have you seen that movie, Apocalypto? Dude,
No.
check it out one day when you have some time, man, because that movie is super good. It's kind of raw and kind of brutal, but it's super good. Um, so I think it's great. It starts off in the jungle, and she's just picking off this squad of soldiers one by one, dude. She's like the fucking predator, dude, in the beginning. It's so crazy. At least that's what it reminded me of. So we'll see, man. I think I'm excited for it. I need to
Is
see
it
how much Tomb Raider's on sale.
action based, or is it like still like, wasn't Tomb Raider mainly focusing on puzzle games and, like going through the caves, figuring out how to
Mm,
get to each checkpoint, dodging all the dangers, but the remake wasn't that like all action
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. It was more actiony than Tomb Raider traditionally was, and I think it'll still carry that way, you know. But for me, I just want to experience the story, you know. What the dream is, what I really want, and what this trailer kind of implies is,
To watch the movie. You want to watch the
no, I
movie
don't
so
want to watch
bad.
the movie. Fuck that, dude. No, because it's not fucking the real Laura Croft. It's not Angelina Jolie, but it's stealth mechanics and stealth gameplay, like
Mm.
not just the hiding in plain sight like Hitman or anything like that, but the Metal Gear 3 slash Tenchu style of like hiding behind and crouching in bushes and stuff like that.
Mm.
Just having something really fleshed out where you can stalk enemies and kill them one by one. I think really the last game I really enjoyed the stealth in
Mhm.
was The Last of Us, man. That one had really good stealth where you didn't always have to do it, but when you did it, although it took you 10 hours longer to clear out a room using stealth, you felt that much more accomplished, man. You know what I mean?
Versus just running and gunning kind of stuff.
Exactly. Because you could, right? You can go into a room full of guys, shoot them all, beat them all up, steal their guns, shoot their friends with it. You know what I mean? Or you can go around the same room and sneak around, watch enemy movement, and then choke them out and stuff in one hit. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
Uncharted tries to do it, and now that I'm thinking about it, they're both made by Naughty Dog, but it's not as, I don't
Stealthy.
know. It's not as, it doesn't feel as good. I don't think the stealth felt really good in Last of Us, not so much in
Because
Uncharted.
you felt like if you get overwhelmed with three people, then you actually can die.
That's true.
Versus
Yeah,
Uncharted, you can
you
fight
could fight your
5 to
way.
10 people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the stakes, yeah, were much higher in The Last of Us. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. So I hope, like I said, what this trailer implies with her stalking this squad of soldiers and killing them off one by one stealthily. I hope that type of gameplay is in it. I mean, I haven't played Tomb Raiders recently, so I don't know if that already exists, but We'll see, man. It's got me interested. I'm gonna look up the prices here in a little bit and see if it's cheap enough for me to buy. If it's reasonable enough for me to buy, dude, then I'll definitely pick it up. Sony's winning, man. At least profits wise, their profits went up 18% in 2017 from
Woo!
2016. I think they still sold like millions of consoles and millions of games. So that's good, man, to see that everything's been paying off for them. You know, you and I see the emphasis they want to put on gaming. You know what I mean? So to see that that's working for them is awesome. You know, hopefully it prompts other companies to do the same. Microsoft. But yeah, man, it's just good to see a company that we support and we enjoy their product is just getting the recognition and the profits they deserve. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking about like actually, I might invest in that VR soon, but I think I need a PS Pro in order to be able to handle that VR stuff.
Yeah, dude. Kind of a side note, but I got all these parts. I think I talked a little bit about it last week. Got all these parts to update my laptop that I have. Got a new solid state drive. Got some new RAM for it. It cost me an arm and a leg because computer components are just trash nowadays, dude. Everybody's still Bitcoin farming, so like all computer components are super high price for no reason. So it cost me a little bit extra, but my laptop runs a gajillion times better, dude.
Super smooth.
I know, man. Yeah, I opened my laptop and whatever I wanted to do is already done. You know what I mean? It's just out of sleep mode and it already wrote what I wanted to write. It's amazing, dude. That being said, I have an extra hard drive here. So I backed up my PlayStation 4 hard drive onto that. I just made it an external basically. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready to make the switch. It's a PS4 Pro. So I just have to find a good price. Definitely gonna trade it in. Gonna trade in my PlayStation 4 and a bunch of games for it. And I'm excited, dude. Next thing is I need to get a 4K TV, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Make it worth it, dude.
I have it backwards. I have the 4K TV, but I don't have the PS Pro. So I'm like, man, I thought like it wasn't gonna be too much of a difference, but then when I was seeing gameplay online on YouTube, and I was like, why does their Monster Hunter look way different from mine?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's the PS Pro they're
Yeah.
using. God damn it! I thought I was running things pretty smooth.
Yeah, man. I mean, I saw this one GIF of Horizon Zero Dawn running on a PS4 Pro, and I was like, oh my god, dude. We sure this isn't on PC? Because it looks fucking amazing, dude.
Exactly. God.
So yeah, that's gonna be happening here in the near future. Hopefully the 4K TV is in the near future as well. I mean, if not tomorrow, there's always Black Friday, right? I can wait a few months to get a good deal on one of those. Avengers hype. We already talked about that a little bit. So if you haven't watched it, watch it. We're gonna spoil the shit out of it next week. Because by then, Rick and I,
till next week.
I know. By then,
watch that shit.
Rick and I would have watched it like 2 or 3 more times, man. So we'll have a better idea of what's going on, man. And all the little things we didn't catch, we can catch again. But it's good, man. It's good pacing, good action, good story build, good comedy. I didn't think a lot of the jokes were too forced.
Exactly. It was all pretty natural.
Yeah. What I did notice is a lot of the stuff, and Disney's pretty good at this. Maybe it's just Marvel, but stuff in the trailers for this movie wasn't in the movie, and I feel like they've been doing stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like I think there's a scene in the first trailer where Hulk is running in Wakanda. Spoiler alert. Well, no, I won't even talk about that anymore. But anyways, yeah, man, it's kind of wild how they know what our expectations are, put it in the trailer, and then don't even have those scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I think they do that with Star Wars movies as well. Except you just come to find out that they completely redid some of the movie for whatever reason, I think for like Rogue One, when the chick is walking to grab the plans or to transmit the plans up, like a TIE fighter shows up in front of her. That doesn't happen at all in the movie. So maybe it's Disney that's just good at bamboozling us when it comes to trailers, man.
He's showing completely different things.
Yeah, right. Which is cool, and I kind of wish everybody would do that, But then you think about it, the actors have to act out completely random parts that won't be in the movie. Like, why would you pay them for just a trailer? You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think it can also hurt if things bad. If they say like they're gonna be showing something in them like the trailer, and then you're like super hyped that you think that's gonna happen. I don't remember. It might have been the Justice League movie, but I was expecting certain parts of stuff to happen, but they completely cut it out, and I was pretty kind of disappointed. Like it wasn't in the movie itself. So if they're gonna do that, then they might have to put in like sucky trailers where it doesn't get people too hyped up, so it will be too negative in that sense.
How devastating is that, by the way, for DC, that Marvel's doing so good right now, man? Usually something comes out, right? Usually, for example, Battle Royale, right? Battle Royale mode comes out, someone makes a Battle Royale game. You're going to make your own Battle Royale game, even though it's not as good, just to be in competition so you can get some people to check your game out, right? And that's going to make you money. The same thing with these two. You think if you're DC, you're never really going to be as good as Marvel at this point, but make your movies, you'll get some of that peripheral, money coming into you just because superheroes are hot right now. Battle Royale's hot right now. Might as well cash in on the train. No way, dude. If anything, DC's just fucked themselves up so many times that it doesn't even work like that anymore, dude. It's so crazy to me, man. Someone call life support, man. They're dying, bro. It's wild.
They're dead. They've been dead. I don't know, probably since a lot of people were looking forward to the Superman movie.
Yeah.
At that point, people just maybe had to stop watching.
Yeah, man. It started with I feel like Suicide Squad too. Like expectations were super high for that movie, and it just didn't deliver, dude. Because that is a cool concept. You know what I mean? You have Batman making a guest appearance in the movie. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. But that's neither here nor there anymore. Either way, watch Avengers, man, or else we will spoil it for you next week, dude. Great movie. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. We'll watch again.
Most favorite Avenger movie.
Yeah, no, it's good times, man. So that's pretty much it, man. What games have you been playing this week?
Yeah, not so much. Just playing Monster Hunter and that new event that came out with the Dante skin and the Dante Charge Blade. That one was pretty cool because I think we were farming so much of Kulf. I didn't even know how to pronounce that dragon's name yet.
Kulf Tareth.
Kulf. Yeah, I think we got super fluid with our A team that one night. It was like me, you, Ryan, and Anthony, and we dominated 3 times in a row, but we only spent 2 rounds of killing Kulf each round. So that was like the fastest time I think that I've ever defeated him, and we were getting almost the max amount of rewards. We're getting like 15 to 16 of rewards, but speaking of the event, the Dante event, I thought it was gonna look cheesy, but if you put on the hair, it actually kind of looks pretty cool.
Not for my guy, but no,
because didn't you say he had like a derpy face and stuff like that?
So you could change. Well, so here's funny, right? As soon as I got my first red orb, which is the item you get from the event quest, I just went in just because I wanted to see what Dante's armor looks like. You know what I mean? My guy has a beard, like a black beard, and I went in there and put on the whole outfit, and all of a sudden I have white hair and a black beard. But it's not even that it's white. You could actually change the color of Dante's wig, and at the time I was using the rainbow shader, so my hair was changing colors and shit, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna use that.
You're charging up, man. I was hitting Super Saiyan mode.
Super Saiyan. There's all like purple and green and shit at certain points.
But yeah, like the Charge Blade is pretty cool. I thought it was kind of weak, for it. It was in the blue, and the attack was kind of lower than what I thought was usual, because I used the Diablo Charge Blade, which is above almost 300 plus on it, but I didn't count for the lightning damage, and I increased the lightning damage and all that. But the blue it has a shit ton of blue stamina, so basically you'll be in the blue for a while before you need to sharpen. But I made a build with that sword, the Charge Blade, Dante's weapon. And the thing is, it kept throwing me off because it doesn't have a shield.
The shield. Oh my god, thank you. I was the same thing. I was like, how can I tell if I'm in the elemental burst right now? Like, I don't know, dude.
Exactly. Like, it just messed me up the entire time. I thought I was going to be blocking, but then, like, I was doing my different animation, like I was spin slashing, so I wasn't blocking. I wasn't in sword and shield mode the entire time, and you think you're in one mode, but I don't know. It just messed me up for a while, and I had to like grasp the concept of the different color of the shield or that little orb around your arm and stuff like that. But it's cool. I made a build, and it does pretty good damage for being for that sword. But other than that, I was trying to get into Project Octopath, but still haven't yet. I watched that trailer, which was cool and all, and I was looking at what games to buy for the Switch, and I might buy Stardew Valley again.
Oh, no, dude, wait, there's multiplayer on that one, is there?
Stardew Valley? Yeah, I don't think so. But
oh, dude, wait, let me look this up. I want to say there's multiplayer on the Switch. Stardew Valley.
Dude, you need to get it if there's multiplayer. That way we could both start fishing together. Oh, that would be truly amazing. But yeah. I've just been playing Monster Hunter generally. I think I might. Oh, I picked up Gravity Rush, which was
the first one,
or is currently still on sale. Yeah, the remaster. It's only like $8.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of JRPG games on sale on the PlayStation Store because it's Golden Week or something like that.
In Japan.
In Japan, yeah. Dude, that's where we need to go to Japan right now. It's when they're having Golden Week, so you can have explore there.
Wait, isn't everything closed during Golden Week though?
I think it's because everyone's having their festivals and stuff like that. They're celebrating basically, and everyone, taking days off or taking the week off. But the thing is, like there's gonna be a lot of stores out there during this week because of the population celebrating. So, well, that's what I heard at least from my Japanese coworker. She was like saying like that's when everybody starts coming out and. Not to say partying, because they are, but, that's when there's a lot of people out and about, basically.
Yeah. Okay, I see that. So then you can experience more culture and meet more people out there.
Exactly.
I'm with you. Stardew Valley multiplayer could be ready as soon as next month. And this was written April 11th, dude. So maybe, man, once it comes out, I'll probably pick it up. And we can fish together, man. Try to pick up chicks in the city, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not in real life, but in Stardew Valley.
I wonder if we can fight over the same girl.
Shit, as long as it's no button mashing contest, dude, I'll fucking lose those, man. So I've been playing Monster Hunter 2. Just doing the event stuff. To try and get the full Dante set of armor. Funny story, right? The whole time, I think I did the event quest for Devil May Cry maybe 3 times. Each time I got 1 red orb. You know what I mean? And at that time, I was in a party with everybody. I was like, dude, do you really only get 1 red orb for each time you run it? And of course, everybody chimes in. Oh, no, I got 3. Oh, no, I got 3 before. Okay. Fuck you guys. I guess I'm just unlucky.
Did you get one per run?
Dude, so I think you need 7 red orbs, right, to build the sword and the armor set completely. Is there a Palico set for Devil May Cry?
Yeah, I don't remember actually. I don't think
Okay.
I checked.
I'll have to look. But essentially, you need 7 red orbs to build the entire set, weapons and armor. And each time I was getting 1, until I got to 5, I made all the armor. And I was like, all right, cool. Maybe I'll just take a break for a little bit, and then I could build the sword later. I just need 2 more anyways. Someone needed help with the quest, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll help you out. When I finished it with them, I got 3 red orbs. I was like, really, game?
Wow.
Really, game? You're going to wait for me to be done already?
Shit. It knows. Because your luck, I don't know. I think it counts when it's most important. Like, you've been getting good stream stones and all that.
What?
Like me, I've been getting like horrible drops and keep getting the sword and shield hero stream stone. I got like 4 or 5 in a row, which was ridiculous.
Doesn't that? Oh, that doesn't work with charge blades. That's different. See,
exactly.
What mine is I'm starting to look up different builds for different weapons on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I saw someone with 5 attack gems. What the fuck, dude? I only have 2.
The fuck?
That and there's like
your chances.
These gems that I've never even heard of, dude. That people are getting. I'm like, how the hell are you finding all this stuff? So I know my luck isn't the greatest. It took me forever to get 2 Gleamstones too from Cool, so that's something. Also super. I mean, I think the monsters in the Dante quest are my favorite ones to fight. Anjanath. I've just gotten so good at fighting that motherfucker. Oda Garen's always fun. It's the Rathalos, I think the red one. That guy's always fun to fight. And my favorite Elder Dragon, dude, Teostra. So troll. The first time I did it, Kat and Dustin joined me. Oh, and Eric too joined me in the fight. And Teostra does his Super Saiyan explosion thing, right? His spirit bomb. So I'm calling out, oh, somebody flash him. Nobody flashes him.
Of course not.
And I don't put my weapon away in time to flash him. So some of us get hit by the explosion. Right, so we go back to fighting, and 5 seconds after going back into fighting, somebody flashes him. So trolled, and I was like, "Really, guys? We're fucking around now." So for the rest of the night, whenever somebody mounted Teostra and he was flying away and shit, I would just flash him. That's like payback for us getting hit by that fucking explosion, dude. But it's good times, man. Dustin was using his hunting horn, which is always the best because he wears that stupid ass wiggler head. So it's good times. But nah, man, Monster Hunter still killing it, dude. I know we were making the joke of how there's already a lot of games we could play until Octopath Traveler comes out, but shit, I just might be happy playing Monster Hunter until Octopath Traveler comes out with the speed they're coming out with these events and stuff. The only thing I'm scared of right now is they haven't announced anything past Dante. Right? Dante was like, or the Devil May Cry event was always like the last thing we heard of that they were gonna do. So
but
we might
I don't think they announced. Didn't they not announce Devil Joe? Like it was like suddenly.
No, Devil Joe.
In there?
I think people knew. Like there was rumors and stuff, and people said with like 100% certainty was gonna happen. But the trailer didn't come out until maybe a month before Devil Joe actually dropped.
What
Either
about
that or it came right when the game
Kush?
came out.
Cuff.
That one, yeah, that one wasn't announced until like 2 days before. So maybe they'll surprise us, but I'm expecting a little bit of a content drop off for a little bit because they've been killing it the past 2 months. So we'll see, man. They just had the Spring Festival, which was huge. Now they have Kulve, which is huge. Well, I guess Kulve's around for another week. So we got more time with him. But yeah, man. I mean, we still have to get Sakura. The Sakura skin.
Oh, that's right.
And what else? That blue samurai skin we need to get still too, man. The Japan exclusive one. But other than that, I don't see
Please
really.
bring that over.
I know, dude, because the longsword looks so cool, man. We need to get that. I was also playing Demon Souls a lot this week. I think I told you, man, at the beginning of the year or something, that my New Year's resolution was gonna be not to platinum any more games, dude. Just play it until I finish them, right? I think that was
Yeah.
I think that was a New Year's resolution I had. Well, I completely broke it for Demon Souls, and I fucking platinumed it this week, dude.
I know, you're a master now.
Nah, dude, I'm just a fucking masochist, dude. 'Cause I'm crazy. And it was funny because the last trophy I needed was to get all the rings, right?
Mhm.
And the way to do this is to do certain quest lines. And if you've played Dark Souls or Bloodborne, you know that the quest lines are kind of random. You know what I mean? It depends on when you run into an NPC, what point in progress you are in the game, what actions you've taken. To make it even more confusing, there's like a karma system in Demon Souls that doesn't make any sense. It's called your character tendency. So to complete these quests, I had to have my character tendency some type of way. And in order to get my character tendency maxed out anyway, I had to like play through the game twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think I mentioned before, at the end of my first playthrough, I killed all the NPCs. So I had like a negative character tendency. So it took me, I think, 3 playthroughs for me to go from pure black character tendency to pure white character tendency. Oh my God, dude. And each time, the NPCs were already hard the first time I fought them. Each time they got harder. It was ridiculous, dude. But I come to find out, you know, I was reading afterwards because I was trying to figure out what the last ring was I needed. So I went onto a website to try and like get some tips, and they're like, all right, make sure you do this on your very first playthrough. Otherwise, it'll take you forever to get it. And I was like, son of a bitch. If I had read this 2 weeks earlier, I would have been cool, man. But that was a good experience, man. The last kind of side quest line that I needed to do was release an assassin from prison. What's his name? Yurt, right? The Silent Chief. And I had to kill him and take his place and start killing everybody in the what do you call it? In the Nexus, which was fun. I think that was my most enjoyable quest line. Especially after doing all of them like 3 or 4 times, dude. So,
yeah,
man. Nah, that one is good times. It's funny because I think I always want to kill Patches whenever I see him, you know? And I had to hold back so hard because I had to wait to get the mission from that one chick in order to kill him. But yeah, dude, I'm completely done with Demon Souls. I'm never gonna play it again, dude. I really know.
You're a true master at it now.
I hope so, man. Watch. When I try to play Dark Souls 3 now, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Because I gotta play the DLC in that still, so that should be fun. But yeah, man. Time to move on to other games. I need to stop platinuming shit, Rick. You gotta tell me, dude.
Kingdom Hearts got a platinum.
Shit.
Kingdom Hearts.
But yeah, so this week we'll be talking about memory cards. Now, these were mostly prevalent. I mean, I think after Sega Dreamcast and PlayStation came out, right? Because before then, all the save states would be in your game cartridge. Yeah, exactly. Which, have you had any bad experiences with that, man?
Yeah. I remember one terrifying one was my Pokemon game.
Really? Did the battery die?
The cartridge? No. Or my save file got erased. I think they're saying don't catch missing number or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I had 151 Pokemon, and I was like, very ambitious. I was like, well, I don't believe that crap. And then I caught them, and I think a week later, I turned it on one day, and then it was just, my memory was completely wiped out. And I was like, oh my God. So, yep, that was very traumatizing.
That sucks, dude. And see, I never really played any games or any RPGs like that on Sega. Because I had Sega, I didn't have Nintendo growing up, where we would need a save state. I think everything we had took a password. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Damn,
that was in the Super Nintendo.
I
Yeah,
miss those days, dude, where when you beat a level, you get a password. So when
your
you replay the
pad
game,
codes.
you just put
Yeah,
the password back in and you're back where you left off. Oh, I miss those, dude. I miss passwords in video games in general, man. That's not a thing anymore, huh?
yeah, it's not.
Damn, good times in video games. But yeah, man. So after those, the password techniques, the cartridge saving techniques, we didn't really have that anymore with the CDs we were using, which forced people to make and buy memory cards, man. So which consoles did you have that had memory cards?
That I can remember. I remember the PlayStation 1 had a lot of the memory cards. Um, I think, yeah, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, the Wii. I had one for the Wii. I think it was an SD card for them.
Really, for the Wii? Oh yeah, it was. You just plugged it in the system. Okay.
Yeah, the PSP had those weird micro. I don't remember. It's like
They
their
were
own
super specific.
proprietary.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. Golly, I had a crap ton of those. The Nintendo 3DS. I think I used my Wii's memory card, SD
Mm.
card, to put in that one. And last that I can remember was the PS Vita. Was the last time I think I bought a memory card.
And that one, fortunately, is just a regular SD card too, right? Like a mini one.
I don't. I think they had their own little thing again.
No way.
I don't remember.
Where's my Vita? Let me see.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. I just remember buying something specifically for the Vita too.
That's
But
wild, man.
yeah, other than that, I'm kind of glad they're staying away from that stuff. Like please, Nintendo, stop using these SD cards.
That's funny, man.
Oh, correction. Nintendo Switch. It was the last one I bought
Okay.
a memory
Okay.
card for.
Okay, wait. You might be right about this Vita thing. So I'm opening up my Vita right now. And it is its own Sony PS Vita memory stick. Awesome, Sony.
Exactly. They're trying to
Damn
bank
it.
off their own proprietary shit.
Damn it, Sony. Why? That's why your profits are up. Yeah, I think I'm pretty similar to you, man. Mainly PlayStation 1 and 2 I had memory cards for. I had the memory card for Xbox as well. That's the one that you plugged into the controller, which is just crazy to me. I don't think I ever used it now that I'm thinking about it. Because on Xbox that was the beginning of you have your save files in the system. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Which was so foreign to me back then. Is just having everything on your system. It's you might as well be saving stuff onto the cartridge again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as we were kind of prepping for the podcast today and just discussing, it was a different world back then. You know what I mean? Playing video games, at least. There wasn't really any online multiplayer like that for PlayStation 1. So if you wanted to go to someone's house, play them in a game, but you wanted to play them with something that you created, whether it was like, I don't know, Fight Night or something where you can make your own boxer and you wanted to use
Mhm.
that boxer against your friend. Didn't really have online, so you guys just brought your memory cards, loaded up your fighters, and then fought each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's why the use or the non-use of memory cards was so foreign to me after a while, because my prime in video games was PlayStation 1 and 2. That's when I was really figuring shit out. And you really couldn't do anything multiplayer wise unless you brought your memory card with you everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember I used to be so careful with those too. Like I would make sure I just had it in my head. like if I took the memory card out, it would get erased. You know what I mean? So I would like turn off the PlayStation and I would count to 10, I think, and then take out the memory card. Like every time, dude.
Wow. Done some ritual steps.
I know, dude. Just to make sure my shit didn't get deleted. I guess a prime example for this would be, oh God, I don't remember what it's called. It's not Monster Hunter, but it has monster in the name.
Digimon.
No, Monster Rancher.
Monster Rancher. Oh
yeah, in Monster
PlayStation
Rancher.
1, I think.
Yeah, in Monster Rancher, you know, found monsters, raised them, trained them to fight. You know what I mean? And with those, everyone's different. Everyone has their own unique stats. So I could have my monsters saved onto my memory card, and I could bring that memory card out to, my friend's house and go and play them in Monster Rancher and stuff. It was like Pokemon, but on PlayStation 1. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was out there dominating. It was great. Damn, I kind of miss Monster Rancher now that I'm thinking about it, dude. Because the whole thing with that is you're just training your monster. Even if you go into the arena and fight stuff, you're not really pressing anything to fight. It's kind of like Pokemon where you're commanding it what to do, and whether the monster has loyalty to you or not depends on whether it listens to you to do the attack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it had a cool system on how to find monsters too, because in the game you found monsters from these stone discs, right? And you put them through this machine, and the machine would bring a monster to life. In the real world, those discs were any CD that you had laying around at your house, So you would go to this place where you could try to unlock monsters from CDs. I don't know. You could put a friggin' music CD, another PlayStation game, anything, you know what I mean, into your PlayStation at the time, and it would pop up a monster for you that you could just use and fight. You know what I'm saying? And I remember going into GameFAQs or something, and they just had the most extensive list of what CDs got you what monster. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It got so crazy. I remember because my dad had a lot of music CDs too coming up. You know what I mean? He was really a collector like that. And I remember, I think it was like Bob Marley's Greatest Hits got you a certain monster that I really wanted. You know what I mean? But I kept trying the disc and I wasn't getting that monster. I was getting something completely different. And then I read again, oh, it has to be the European version to get this monster. I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious, dude? But that's just how crazy Monster Hunter. Oh, man, what a great game. I miss it. I think I need to go back and play it real quick. Unfortunately,
Kingdom Hearts. You gotta play Kingdom Hearts.
I won't be able to fucking fight anybody in Monster Rancher because I doubt anyone has their PS1 or their memory card anymore. But damn, dude, I really need to go back to that game. I miss it a lot. But that was one of the main reasons that, that memory card helped out. I mean, if you came out with Monster Rancher nowadays, I don't have to take out my memory card, go to someone's house to fight them. I could just queue up online, right, and play someone that way.
Yeah.
So the world's changed for it, and we don't really need them anymore. How many memory cards did you own back in the day? I know it was pretty limited, right? Weren't there only like 16 blocks or something you can make saves for on the PlayStation 1?
I think that might have been the PS2 that with the blocks. But PS1, I think I had 3 memory cards. That's because one Xenogears crashed.
What?
And got wiped. Yeah, like that game is really extensive.
You didn't wait that 10 seconds, man. You need to wait 10 seconds before you unplug it, dude.
But I was just playing Xenogears, and then I tried loading it on, and then the screen kept freezing. So at that time I had to buy another memory card. But since I love the game so much, I bought 2 memory cards, 2 extra memory cards. So basically, I had one with the actual file, but then I would copy that same memory over to the other memory card just to have a backup of that memory card. So I had 3 memory cards basically for the PlayStation 1. And then I think I had 4 memory cards for the PSP.
Oh, wow.
Because there were like different versions, like it was like a 16, 32 gig and all that. And I think I had like a lot of legit games. Like I
Hmm.
didn't download it or anything. I just like had a lot of games. So I had 4 memory cards for that thing. Um,
It's like different
and
SIM
then
cards, dude, depending on what city you're in.
the PS2, I only had maybe 2, but it had like very critical data of all my favorite games. And I remember I bought like an adapter for the PS3 because the PS3, I think it could play PS2 games.
Initially,
And
yeah.
yeah, and I had the memory card adapter to convert my memory card over to the PS3 so I can play my PS2 games. But I think they got rid of it. Yeah, like you're saying initially. So that like went to shit and yeah, I just had that memory adapter for no reason.
Hmm.
Um but other than that, it was just only been one memory card for my Nintendo consoles and my
Hmm.
current consoles. Like the Switch, I only have a 128 gigabyte drive card.
Nice, dude. Yeah.
Um, and that's it. It's like I'm not gonna buy any more memory cards. I'm gonna delete games, even though I'm converting over to getting games online. Like I
Yeah.
download all my games online now. I don't buy the cartridge, and I try not to buy the cartridge or the physical copy.
Hmm.
Um, it's just because it's more convenient, and especially like since things are in the library of your PS4, you could just re-download the game if anything, and just keep the save file up to the cloud. So,
Hmm.
yep,
Hmm.
that's about it.
So you were never short on space, huh? It sounds like you always had a lot
A
of
lot of space.
memory to save stuff. Yeah, like 3 memory cards. Holy shit, dude.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you this. Were all of your memory cards official PlayStation memory cards, or did you have some like Mad Catz memory cards or anything like that?
I think I had 2 official, but one was the Mad. I don't know if it's Mad Cats, but it was like a those see-through ones where you see the circuit board kind of
Oh,
thing.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that was like a popular memory card at the time. But yeah, it was generally proprietary to whatever I bought the official version of
Hmm.
their stuff because I didn't want anything to happen. But that's when I learned the 3DS and the Nintendo. They didn't really care too much on their own kind of memory cards. It was mostly whatever SD card you have, and if it can
Hmm.
run fast enough, then yeah, then
Hmm.
it's good to go. So that was foreign to me,
Hmm.
is just having third party kind of stuff and being able to work with Nintendo consoles.
Yeah. I think I was always for third party stuff. I don't think I ever had two original PlayStation 1 or two original PlayStation 2 controllers. I think, or Xbox for that matter. I think one was always a Mad Catz one. That's whoever was playing with me would always use. I always had to use the regular PlayStation controller, right?
Hmm.
And then the
Yeah.
same thing for memory cards too. I think I had two official ones for PlayStation 1, but one of them was a Mad Catz one. And I want to say it was the same. Mine was like red and you could see the circuit board. So
Yeah.
yours might have been the Mad Catz. I just think it's so funny too because yeah, there was limited amount of space in those memory cards, and I want to say it wasn't Metal Gear, but there was a game that took up like 4 or 5 blocks of memory when you only had like less than 20 to work with, and I remember
Wow.
having to delete that and replay that game so many times. I forget which one it is though. Um, And it was also funny when they came out with a memory card that had more space in it. The memory
Wow.
card itself was physically bigger. I don't know if it really needed to be bigger. Like it was thicker, you know what I mean? I didn't know if that
Yeah.
was on purpose or if they just did that to give you the illusion like, oh yeah, this one can fit a lot more stuff in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um there was another one too. I've only seen it once at someone's house, but the memory card had buttons on it and you can choose like which set of memory you want it to go from. I think it had like 4 or 5 different sets of memory on there.
Hmm.
Um, So depending on which save file you wanted to get, you could press a button on the memory card itself, and then you would have those save files on there.
Oh.
I forgot who had it, but it was someone who was like really into that shit and like had DDR before everybody else had DDR. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I had those, and mine were always full because I only had two. Which brings me to kind of our next discussion is accidental save deletions and like corrupt data. I know you talked about Xenogears already. I remember one time I deleted my Final Fantasy VII save, and I almost cried, dude. That's pretty trash, man. I think I was trying to clean up my my memory cards, right? I was trying to have all my dad's like sports games and his saves on one memory card, and I wanted all my, games that I was playing on one memory card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And instead of copying it, I deleted it. And I had just beat. This is how bad it was. I had just beat that two-headed dragon in Disc 2. The one that was just like a pain in the ass for everybody, dude. I almost cried, man. But persevered and went back through it, man. So have you had any scary experiences besides like Pokemon and Xenogears like that?
Those are just the main two. Pokemon and Xenogears.
Mhm.
Xenogears is because I was super far in. I think I had like a month worth of hours just playing, and I remember like as soon as I tried to load the data, I couldn't load it, so I ended up just restarting the whole game all over. And then I think it happened earlier in the game, like my data was lost, and then so we bought another memory card, and that's where I went a third round into the game playing that game. And it's just scary having those all that hard work completely gone the next time you try to load something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, it's just memory cards. I was always iffy about it. I'd rather go back to the Super Nintendo codes where you play a level and then you get a code at the end so you can reload it. That was always for certain. But yeah, and that's what kind of like, I'm still curious how that worked. It was when you play Mega Man, you can choose any of the bosses, to start with, and then
Mhm.
once you beat them, sometimes you get you'll get their weapon and whatnot, but like you'll find your X armor. I was playing Mega Man X, where
Mhm.
you'll find the X armor, and that's what like I was like curious on how it works, how that save works, because
Oh, for
you
the
get the
passwords, right?
code,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you load it. It remembers exactly the bosses who you killed and the armor that you found randomly, in one of the levels. It's
Yeah.
just like, how does it remember that sequence of I killed these monsters, specifically? But I don't know.
I'll
I don't
send
know.
you a video, dude, that I just watched. I think it's one of the Did You Know Gaming videos. But there's an algorithm, dude. In
Mm.
fact, someone recreated this calculator for it, and he was able. I don't know if it was Mega Man X specifically. It was one of the Mega Man games, but he can make codes where you can get weapons that aren't originally in the game. Like they were designed into the game, but cut for whatever reason, and they're still like existing in there for whatever reason. Um,
Ah.
but there's an algorithm, and it's kind of similar to um, like a Windows key, I think, where out of the entire code, there's maybe 2 or 3 digits that matter, and then the last digit verifies that it's an actual real code. Again, I'm not a math major, know jack shit about algorithms, but that's what made sense to me. It really only pays attention to 4 different digits in any code you put, and that validates whether it's a real one or not, and the other 2 or 3 digits determine like what weapons you have, where you're at in the game, or anything like that. So I'll look for it and send it to
Jeez.
you. But there was like a method to that madness. There is like an algorithm. It's all fucking math, dude.
It is.
Math rules the world, bro. Um, but yeah, for me, that 10-second rule I had came from, I think, pulling out a memory card like right as the console was turning off, and it deleted like all of my saves from like Parappa the Rapper to Poi Poi and things like that, man. So I wanted to avoid that as much as possible. So I made that counting to 10 thing a rule. Now that I'm thinking about it too, some of the first games on PlayStation still had passwords. Crash Bandicoot has passwords, man.
Wow.
I don't think there's save files in that one. It's funny because I think passwords in Crash Bandicoot were usually like 15 characters long, and it was the buttons. It was triangle, X, circle, square. You know, you made your passwords out of a combination of that. But there was one password called the ultimate password that was like 30 characters or something, and you had to like know them all.
Wow.
I remember too. I read about this password in like a Game Informer or something at a EB Games or at a GameStop, right? I remember I saw that code and I was like, oh, I got to remember this for when I get home, you know? Of course, my memory, I couldn't remember it. It was like 30 characters long. I didn't know the order. So I think I went back a week later with a Post-it note and a pen and I wrote it down, dude. And I still have that Post-it note in my instruction manual. Fuck, dude. Instruction manuals too. The world is changing, man. We need instruction manuals back.
Yeah, there's none of that anymore. You just throw it into a world and good luck and hopefully you succeed.
Because those were the things like I would look at, you know, when I don't know if you had this experience, but you would go with your parents or whatever, buy a video game that you've been waiting for. And then on the drive home, I would read the instruction manual, dude.
Yeah, I remember those days. Just
Yeah.
looking at the little pictures and the
Yeah.
art. It's like, man.
You think of like Final Fantasy VII instruction manual has like character profiles on there. Red Dead Redemption instruction manual has like survival tips on there, you know, where to look for stuff. I think the Metal Gear manual gave you Meryl's codec number or something. Like those mattered at some point in time, man. And I miss those almost as much as I miss memory cards, dude. Well, I guess nowadays you could just USB it up, right? There's no need
Yeah.
for those proprietary memory cards anymore. But
Exactly. Everything's online too.
yeah. The PlayStation operating system wasn't the greatest either, dude. Because whether you copied or deleted something, I think it had the same animation. And you wouldn't find out until it was completely gone or if it was on the other memory card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether you deleted it or not. I remember the PlayStation 2 operating system was pretty cool. Did you have any of those? Did you have a Devil May Cry save file on your PlayStation 2? You did, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. for
Remember
Devil
the
May
icon
Cry.
was that chick?
I don't remember. Oh wait, PlayStation 2 had their own icons. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember whenever you tried to delete that save, she would shake her head at you. Like they would react to what you were doing, you know what I mean? And it was like that for a
Yeah.
bunch of games. I think Dark Cloud was a lamp or something, you know, that was shaking or whatever. And if you tried to delete that save file, it would like go crazy and start bouncing everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
There were a lot like that. I remember Devil May Cry specifically because there was the first one was like the chick from that game. She was shooting something. And then if you tried to delete it, she would just shake her head at you. Same thing with Dante. He would like wave his arms at you to like not delete the save file, you know, if you hovered over the delete option. That's actually super cool to me now that I'm thinking about it. Those little Easter eggs like that. It almost makes me want to turn on my PlayStation 2 and try to
Just see
delete
that.
everything and see what reacts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's super cool how they kind of just snuck those in there like that. You know what I mean? How about you, man? Do you miss memory cards like that?
Memory cards itself, no. I thought that was pretty revolutionary to just have everything online on the
Mhm.
console itself and be able to upload, transfer things, and use USBs,
Mhm.
which are pretty common. But like stuff like you were mentioning, like the animation of deleting, they should have that in our current consoles now. Like if you're trying to get rid of more memory in the Nintendo,
That's
you
true,
you
huh?
just see things like trying to stop you from pressing the delete button and saying, "Are you sure?" And then
Yeah.
like I don't know, crying, so you feel bad.
Because it is right now. It is just like lines, right? It says, "Oh, here's your Monster Hunter save. Here's your God of War save." You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
doesn't hold as much weight as the PlayStation 2 save files had. Man, there's got to be a YouTube video. I'm gonna look it up later. I want to see all the reactions, dude. But yeah, it's a changing world. Memory cards are no more. Soon discs will be no more, which means instruction manuals will be no more, dude. Shit,
Exactly.
dude. It's gonna be interesting going into the future and gaming, man. So yeah, quick fire question for this week. We don't have one. Just want to make an announcement that we have a new potato phone.
Woo!
We have a phone line now where you guys can call us, leave us a message, give us some input, ask us a question, anything you'd like us to talk about. We'll make a whole segment for it. So definitely give us a call. The number is 619 for those of you out of the area code, 619-738-2101. So go ahead and give us a call, leave us a message. Hopefully it's not us just talking to each other by our lonesome, dude. Hopefully someone out there is listening. Please don't call that line to order a pizza. We'd like to include you guys in the conversations we're having, hear any of the ideas that you guys got going on in your heads. I think it'll be fun to open this up so it's not just like one way, Rick and I just talking all the time. You know what I mean? Someone's definitely gonna order a pizza though. I can feel it. I'm gonna block that number so quick, dude. But yeah, that is it for us this week. Next week we'll be talking about old games that have new perspectives. The one main example I'm gonna give is God of War. How that used to be fixed camera, beat 'em up. Now we're third person overlooking Kratos' shoulder, fucking shit up Dark Souls style, man. So we'll see which other games have done it like that, what games would be better like that, and our dreams. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week. But until then, Rick, some words of wisdom.
Watch Avengers.
All right, guys.